Hello guys, this is the Daily Grind. We're back. I had Theorycraft videos prepared for the past week. I decided not to upload them because we found out about this. The people that have access or have had access to a special client that was effectively it's the launch client that we're going to be enjoying from Thursday onwards. And I posted on a subreddit, in the Diablo 4 subreddit. I told them that this is going to effectively kill the hype for the game because each and every one of these dumb motherfuckers couldn't keep their mouths shut, and they came out and started. Initially it was a slip up. One of these guys just kind of forgot to edit out the saying that he's had access for 10 days to the game. All right. But then each and every one of these dumb fucks started bragging about the fact that they too had access. And you know why this is? I told them in Reddit. Because having access to the actual game lends credibility to all your reviews, to all your builds, and this is not really Theorycraft. Before we knew this was a thing, everybody was assuming that everybody was constructing in their heads using whatever wits they had, the best builds, quote unquote, for playing Diablo. And that was okay, that was all right, that was part of the hype. Like, okay, you watch one of these guys and then you watch one of the other guys and you compare the builds and you listen to what they say and you try to come up with the underlying system. This is fun to do for the people that like building theoretical models of stuff, not really just games. If you are if you have an inclination for engineering, for example, comparing numerical results from one model to the other, finding the common ground and coming up with your own conclusions, it's very fun to do. But they had to go and fuck it up. How? If you have access to the final client, then everything you do has actual empirical experience and empirical evidence backing it up. So it cannot be wrong. And sooner, and I told them yesterday on the Diablo subreddit, that sooner or later, one of these dumb fucks is going to notice that, for example, this guy Force Gaming has 16,000 views in 44 minutes, and then the other guy is gonna say, oh, mine only has 3.3k in more or less the same amount of time. I have to do something to reach those views. Having access for 10 days to what is effectively the final build of the game, or the game that is going to be available on release, all of these guys have 100 hours. And I'm seriously disappointed in this guy because I have seen his channel grow. He started out, he started having some kind of success with Marvel Future Revolution, which ultimately became a failure of a game. But he had honest takes, he had a good work ethic and whatnot. DM, I think it was DM Revolution was the name of his channel for Future Revolution. But now it's Upfront, and good lord, that's 44 minutes, and he's already clickbaiting. NDA gone. I told you guys it was going to happen. 100 hours. Why 100 hours? Because you have to have validation. Obviously, DM is not as big of a figure among the Diablo enthusiasts because of one simple reason. He started out playing gacha games, cell phone games, tablet games. I think he even dabbled in a couple of console games. He started covering Diablo Immortal 2 and had a modicum of success with that. That's why his channel, in fact, he is not using his Diablo Immortal channel specifically. This guy, because I have been following him for quite a while. This is a guy that has had a channel for over 2 years now. But hey, they're gonna notice that they are not getting as many views as the other guys that are more known among the Diablo fan base. What are they going to do? They're going to start releasing more gameplay. They're going to start releasing, maybe see if they can get away with cutscenes. Apparently, there's a veto still embargoing actual storyline content. So you can only talk about game mechanics. You can talk about the capstone dungeon, for example, but you cannot reveal the ending of the capstone dungeon and stuff like that. And there are these guys. There are some guys in the Spanish, which kind of bums me down. But hey, they're doing shorts. Macrobio Boy 214, but and he's one of the most well-regarded Diablo creator content makers, and apparently he's not earning any views. He's probably messing up Bone Spear Necro Guide. No, dude, you have to say I have had access to the shit, to the thing. That's why he's not getting views. If he had put, for example, Bone Spear Necro Guide destroys endgame gameplay footage or end game footage, he'd have, I don't know, maybe 200k in 40 views in 43 minutes. I don't know this guy that much, but it's telling. You can check out who has had access to the 10 days, because everybody released at the time of this video making, that was 43 minutes ago. All right, so those 2 weeks ago, okay, this is an old video, but all the guys that had access, for example, Rob 2628, that's not a very conductive name for a channel. Or okay, you say, how are you laughing about that if you have like 2k followers? I had abandoned this channel for over 2 years because I concentrated on my I'm Mexican. I concentrated on my Latin American audience for a specific game. So I kind of left the English channel behind, which I started mainly to practice my English, because I'm losing the skill, the ability. I need the practice to form my thoughts in English. Anyways, no, this is a true content creator because no miniature with words. So this is just what YouTube uploader assigns to the miniature. But you can tell 40 minutes. IGN released the review 14 minutes exactly within canon for YouTube content metrics. That's the most time that you can expect people to actually watch your videos. Force Gaming 44 minutes ago. 10 things you have to know, you must know before playing Diablo 2. This one is in Spanish. It's probably in Spaniard, because I have not seen Latin American content creators focusing on Diablo 4. Perhaps I'm wrong, but 42 minutes ago, precisely when the embargo lifted. So if you filter this. This was filtered for today. So in the last hour, it's going to be a very different list. 3D games, analysis of Diablo 4, action RPG we needed, levelup.com, the good, the bad, and the fogly about Diablo 4. This in Spanish, probably a Spaniard channel. Riker, 27 minutes ago, he missed the mark. Probably try to play it cool. Is it worth your money? No spoilers, because you can't speak about the storyline until the first. But some of these guys, and let me tell you, I respect all of these guys, all of my colleagues. I'm a streamer, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a content creator. I can respect my colleagues because I know how hard it is to build audience. Okay? What I'm not respecting is this, because it kills the hype. I'm all for looking for support from the developer or the publisher, especially if it's a big time publisher like Electronic Arts, Blizzard, and whatnot, but trying to keep it fair. Like, okay, are you going to give me a iconography? Are you going to give me a font so I can use on this thing? And I will speak mostly on the positive, because I have, I don't know, 200k followers, so I can actually influence them to buy your product. Are you going to give me graphical materials to build my miniatures? Are you going to give me news a way of ahead of time? Like, for example, if they were going to run a promotion, you tell me as a publisher, okay, we're going to be doing this from the 2nd to the 5th, and you can publish that on the 1st, so people are aware that there's something coming on the 2nd. That's okay, but that's not gameplay. That's not actual content. Okay, so it's happening. What I told you it was going to happen. These guys are competing for views, and they know they have the material because they have had 10 days to record, edit, and they have the raw videos in their PCs or their recording equipment. So if they need to re-edit or they need to make something like quick, it's been an hour, and pretty much the first hour that your video comes out and your first day is when your video is going to have the largest amount of views. It's when it's going to have a real impact in your channel, and when you're going to start getting noticed. So maybe this guy, Dreamcast Guy, okay, let's go check out just how big is his channel. That's a pretty big channel, 200,000 and change subscribers. So why he only has 3,000 views? Maybe because he's not followed by the majority of the Diablo fan base. But this is a bad start, and he knows that. If 3k views during the first hour is below his standard viewership, he has to do something, and he's going to release another video, perhaps the one that he had planned for tomorrow. You know what, I'm going to release it today. Because all you have to do is go into your YouTube studio channel, and everything you have uploaded that you plan for tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, next week, you can even choose at what time you're going to be releasing the video, and you go and rework your SEO, your SEO wording, your tags, your keywords. Maybe you're going to rework your video blurb, your summary, your commentary. Perhaps you're going to change the miniature for something more catchy, more eye-grabbing, something like that. But do you sincerely think that any of these guys that have released a video within the hour doesn't have at least 6, 8, or maybe 10 videos already done? Because the only reason you will take an opportunity like this is to have precisely, perhaps, all the content for the coming month done ahead of time, so you can now publish, I don't know, maybe you made 30 videos because you had 10 days, and we know the access was cut around 2 days ago. So for the past 2 days, these guys have been actually editing, uploading, and now they have everything ready. And I don't know, you made 30 videos, one for each day. You're going to be watching this today. You're going to be watching my honest review. Is it worth your time? Is it worth the money? How long have I played? Okay, I now announce that I have played for 100 plus hours. Because you need that validation. Okay, because this is how I can include myself in this group. Who am I going to take more seriously? The guy who played 5 hours? We are at launch. We are 2 days from now. We are at launch. Who am I going to trust more for a honest review? Because that's why they're gonna be calling this thing my honest take, my honest review. This is what I think about the game after I played 100 plus hours. And one of these guys is going to put 200 plus hours in one of these videos, because that's 10 days. You can play for 20 hours a day. Barely sleep. Dudes, I risked my life, I risked my integrity. It's been 10 days that I have barely had any sleep, but I wanted you to have the most in-depth content available for Diablo 4 at launch at your fingertips, so you can become masters at this game. And then there's the other guy that had to wait until the very first day. And what's he gonna say? I've played Diablo 4 for 12 hours during my stream, and this is my honest review. Okay, why should I watch your video? There's this other guy that played 180 hours. There's this other guy that played 240 hours. Guys, the guy was on crack, didn't sleep for 10 days straight. Why should I watch your content instead of his, or hers, or its? Many languages, but there's the curious thing. I've been talking, so the time is running. It was 44 minutes, now it's 58 minutes ago, 1 hour ago. You can tell. By my time, it's now 11 a.m. Sorry. So by 5 p.m., you can check whoever, if it's released today, and it has less than 7 hours that the video was posted, this guy had access to the actual game. Because everybody else, we release videos at 7 a.m., 6 a.m., 9 a.m. beforehand, because we had to publish something. I didn't in this channel. I did it in my Spanish channel. And I was touching this same subject. How can you tell? Because these guys have an advantage on you. You're going to be running into these guys. And they have had 10 days of advantage of playing. None of these fuckers played less than 3 hours. And even if they did, they are going to claim I played over 100 hours. And when they notice that their video is not taking off, they're going to panic and they're going to release some footage, some actual footage. In fact, what I'm waiting today, it's a speedrun. I'm actually waiting for a speedrun coming out today. Sincerely. Like, I finished Fracture Peaks in 45 minutes. Maybe 1 hour. There was one for level 20, but to actually finish the storyline, I don't know, maybe one of these guys tried to and actually succeeded in finishing the game in less than 20 hours. So this is Server Slam in Italian. Well, I don't know how big is the fan base in Italy, but hey, kudos for you, guy. So everything is going to be like this. First, a slew of videos released within the hour, 120 plus hours reviews for Extra Life. Is anybody surprised that Extra Life is claiming shit? Riker doesn't mention how long he played. Maybe he's trying to make it not that as big of a deal because he kind of knows that this thing is going to kill hype. Game of the year. Probably not, but it's going to be one of the best games of the year. I can agree with that, for example. Curiously enough, GameSpot is not having a very good start. I don't know, maybe I should check Force Gaming and help him reach 20k views before it is an hour. But apparently that's the best one, and Riker, and I'm kind of surprised I don't see Udijo here, so he's probably going to wait a bit longer. Rax is not here either. But you bet your ass they're going to release something today. And it's going to be big. Maybe they're waiting to see what clickbait works the best, and after determining what the wording of the title, what the miniature gives the best results, they're going to actually release their own videos. I will expect those before 2 p.m. today. Sincerely, I'm waiting. I don't think they're going to wait until 8 or 9 p.m. I'm Central Time, by the way. So before 5 p.m. today, we're gonna have Udijo, Raxenterex, and perhaps some Kriparian. Kriparian said that he had access, but he's not planning on running on hardcore. Good for him. Gave a lot of excuses why he doesn't have the time anymore, he doesn't have the drive anymore. He has a lot of responsibility, guys. His life has changed in 10 years since he played Diablo 3. Guess what, Creep? With all due respect, everybody else's lives have also changed over the past 10 years or 12 years. And we each have had responsibilities added to our stuff. Most of us, even before that, for example, most of us left the den Um, we started living on our own. I'm almost 50 now, so 10 years ago I was midway to 40, around that age bracket. I had been living on my own for a lot of time before that, and I already didn't have enough time to indulge in video games like I did before. But whenever a game that interested me, before I started my career as a content creator, I didn't start before because I literally didn't have the time, and I have enjoyed a lot becoming a streamer and living off the stream and the content creation. So fuck off. Fuck off. If you don't live off the stream, just don't comment on that. Don't even mention the point, because what's the point? I don't have enough time to do this. Dude, everybody who consumes content creation, they do so because they don't have the time for investing 10 hours in the first day that the game came out, or they don't even have the time to go watch a movie. So they instead watch reviews and opinions and takes on content that is available. Or maybe they just want a second opinion. So if you tell them that you're not going to go as hard as you did before, pretty much us all video gamers, video players, we are hardcore because we make content, we consume the content, we actually play the games. Some of us do that hardcore for maybe 1 month, 2 months, and we leave the game to go to other game. Some go even more hardcore and stay on the same game for 10 years or more. It's not the usual thing, but we are all hardcore to some extent. Because casuals, they are going to play for maybe a week, and then they're going to drop the game. They're going to put it on the I will finish it later list that already has 300 games backlog. So it's disrespectful for everybody in your audience to say that you have a real life like we didn't. I've chosen not to have children, not because of video games, for other reasons, but I'm married too. And I have had to keep jobs to sustain my household. So, big fucking boo that you have to do that too. I took that as a personal offense. Because I even have had discussions, arguments with my wife because I'm 6 or 8 hours working on content for my channels or playing. Discussions of the like of, it's a video game, but it's my job. We are winning the bread with this. If I don't play, we don't eat. We don't play. We don't pay the rent. We don't have money to go out. And it's been a fight of many years, and she finally understood that yes, even though she cannot showcase me, because whenever she's asked, what does your husband do for a living? She has to answer, well, he plays video games and entertains people on the internet. Now she has reduced that to he streams on YouTube and Twitch and sometimes on Facebook. But she's no longer ashamed of that, and that's kind of a small victory. So Crip, this is specifically for you. Get off your high horse, man. We all have a life. Maybe that can be said to young people, maybe the teenagers that inevitably watch our content for different games or for different stuff, but not for guys around your age, Grip, and perhaps some older. I don't know. Are you closer to 50 or to 40? If you're closer to 40, then I have played video games for longer than you have. I know for a fact that I'm older than Rax and Terax, for example. And I'm way older than Woody Jim. So my takes are going to be very different. Because, for example, whenever I make content, I have to take into account and my content is designed towards people that have responsibilities. For example, when I review a game, any game, it is it worth my time? But from my age point of view. Okay, and I have to even imagine, okay, what if I had kids? Is it worth my time that I'm not going to be using earning money, time that I'm not going to be using entertaining myself with something else, time that could have been spent with my children, time that would have been spent bettering myself as a person? Is this game worth all of that? And most of the times the answer is no. And I have developed a point of view that it's not worthwhile to enrage yourself because a game is bad. As simple as that. So when I started playing Diablo 4, when I had access to the betas, when I had access to the server slam, I was hooked. Like, dude, you can actually progress in this game playing 1 hour or 2 hours at a time. So if you only have 2 hours at a time each week to play this game, is it worth your time? It is. None of this bullshit that I'm going to take the day off, I'm going to call in sick. No, dude, why would you do that? You have a life to live. Live your life. Leave that for the guys. Because I remember when I was younger. I remember when I didn't have the responsibilities. Now, is Diablo 4 a game worth your weekend? You're going to no live this thing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Are you going to pull 60 hours into this game in a single weekend? Is it worth your time? It is. That's how I knew it was a big game. That's how I know it's going to be a huge game. It's a plus for the product. If you can enjoy it as a hardcore gamer, and if you can enjoy it as a casual gamer that is older and has responsibilities in a real life. But dude, that bullshit coming out of a content creator, I don't know if I'm going to play because things have changed a lot in my life. Then stop doing content creation, dude. If it's so difficult for you to find the time and it's not your main source of income, drop it. Upload a video every now and then. Talk to your audience. You know what? I don't have the time to do this anymore. I'm going to be playing perhaps. I'm not going to be streaming. But hey, dude, you had the time during the server slam to record enough footage to have 2 videos of 4 hours length each day ever since the server slam stopped. So don't come telling me you don't have the time to game. Oh, but that was only that weekend. And what about your responsibilities? You don't get to have it both ways. I'm personally irked about that situation. Because you either treat this as a career or don't. That's your choice. But you can have both things at the same time. You don't get to have a very big channel uploading every now and then unless you are doing comedy or something like that. Something that can be enjoyed multiple times. But curiously enough, with gaming, that's not how it works. You have to be constantly uploading material. So you have to dedicate yourself to playing every day to improve your ability every day. And you have to be constant. So sincerely, you cannot do gaming content if you don't have the time. Seriously, you can't. It's impossible. Or perhaps that's why the channel is just a side gig where you get a couple $100 each week from streams. Because you don't actually treat it like a career. And not everybody, not each and every one of us is going to reach the point where we make 5 figures a year from a YouTube channel. Perhaps not. Because Pareto principle, Pareto distribution and all of that, I understand it. But hey, at least I treat it like a career. It's my job. Treat it with respect, dude. It's going to pay off way more if you treat it with respect. When you stop treating it like that thing you do on your free time, or if you're going to treat it like it's something you do on the side for fun on your free time, well, do that. Do that instead. But don't come preaching. And it's been about an hour for the release. And you know what? I'm going to play you all out. All of you. I'm going to be posting reactions to your takes, to your reviews. I don't know, man. Looks like the way to go. And even though I kind of hate the guy, Queen69 apparently refused to have this early access to the game because he wanted to be surprised and he wanted his review to be more honest. Because he wanted to play the actual game in front of everybody and then emit his opinion. You know what? Kudos to that guy. I can't stand his fucking streams. I have tried over the years. I can't stand his style. But if he really did that, if he was offered, because he's one of the biggest streamers, not just Diablo streamer, he's one of the biggest streamers around. It takes balls and it takes a lot more integrity than we have given him credit for in the past. And I can tell you totally honest, cutting himself off this opportunity on principle to experience the game just the same way as his viewers or the players, man, mad respect for Queen69. 2 thumbs up for that, because Asmon doesn't give a rat's ass. He probably was contacted, but since he's not very good at video games, he's probably going to play on Thursday and he's going to make his content the usual way, and he's successful either way. He doesn't actually need an opportunity like this, which ties into the mad respect for Queen. Because if Queen69 had access to 10 days beforehand to make content about the game, he will have crushed each and every one of these guys. He will have crushed everybody because his channel is bigger. So he was naturally going to absorb most of the views. And in 1 hour, he wouldn't have 18K views. He would have like 200K views. Without having to do anything else but post his fucking ugly face on the miniature and put a clickbaity title. And he has way more experience than you Max Roll guys about making content. Making content that is engaging. Because one thing, this is different. It's very different if you like the guy than enjoying the content he creates. That's why I said, even though I kind of hate his guts, he has the success he has because he is entertaining and he is engaging for his audience. And you know what, dudes? His audience is way bigger than yours. So if he had decided to have this early access, he would have crushed each and every one of you. Take that into consideration. Peace. Leave a like if you like. Subscribe to the channel if you feel like it. I'm gonna be uploading content. Let's say poor dude content, because I'm going to have to wait until Thursday to actually play and be able to record and be able to give my review. In the meantime, let's all poke fun at these dumb motherfuckers. Peace and see you around. See you next time.